Now, FREC's powers fall into three general areas, and they may sound familiar to you. We have executive power, like the White House, quasi or quasi-legislative, like the legislative branch of our government, and then, if you couldn't figure out that this one was coming up, quasi or quasi-judicial, like the Supreme Court or the judicial branch of our government. Now, quasi or quasi just means to be similar to or in the likeness of. I always call it quasi because it sounds more natural and it's easier to say. I Google searched it once and it said the proper pronunciation is quasi, but that one's just not as fun, so. Now, executive powers to regulate and enforce the license law are delegated to FREC by the legislature. They also have the power through executive to foster the education of applicants and licensees. FREC fosters the education of licensees and instructors in ethical, legal, and business principles. It also prescribes post-license education and continuing education to qualify for license renewal. Executive powers include publication of educational materials. They have the power to adopt a seal. The seal, when affixed to rules, regulations, and other official documents properly signed, becomes prima facie evidence that the document is indeed authentic. The power to establish fees. FREC uses DBPR estimates of required revenue to determine the amount of licensing fees needed to implement the real estate license law and other laws and regulations relating to the regulation of real estate practitioners.